Hello. Happy Sunday or whenever you're watching this. It is Sunday, November. Nope, it's not November. What am I saying? It's Sunday, January. What is today's date? January 21st. Yes. Welcome to the second episode of a weekly astrology from a Pisces rising POV, which is where I pretty much I reflect back on my week and pretty much talk about how I was impacted by the transits that happened this week, any major events, feelings, or guidance or messages or anything that, major that I felt like was important that aligned with the astrology for this week. I'm here to reflect on that and also to kind of just relate astrology to real life, because that's the purpose of this whole channel. So I'm going to have to hurry up because I am on a time crunch today. I actually need to I'm going to try to set a 30-minute timer. Oh my gosh, is this phone not, where's my phone? Oh gosh, I don't have my phone. Okay, I'm going to have to just keep track of the time. So it is 7, or should I get my phone? I don't have my phone though. Okay. All right, I don't know where it is. All right, it's 7:12 right now. I need to be done by 30 minutes. Will be 7:42. So at 7:40, I need to start wrapping it up. So this is gonna be an unedited, uncut version of this video. So, because I'm not gonna have time to edit it. So yeah. Anyways, all right. So let's go back to. As usual, I will be referencing my astrology planner because this is where I am, my journal actually, but I'll be looking back at my astrology planner and my journal because I usually kind of document my feelings or any major things that I noticed that connected with the transits each day. And this week was a jam-packed week. A lot happened this week, energetically, astrologically, all of that. And there was definitely, I could say for myself, a shift in like, I guess the biggest thing I will say is energy. So whenever I talk about a change in transits or a change astrologically, I like to call it like a change in energy because I am more of a spiritual person. So I like to mix astrology and spirituality, and I believe that they go hand in hand anyway. So but anyways, so let's go to Monday. Okay, so Monday was January 15th. So what did I write? I said I woke up late that day. I woke up late on Monday around 8ish, 9ish, which is late for me. I do work from home. I am self-employed currently. I don't have a job because I decided to quit my job and follow my dreams like a crazy person. I decided to take a huge risk and go after my passions, and I will tell you my story soon. I think starting tomorrow, starting tomorrow will be the week of my birthday week because my birthday is on January 24th, which is Wednesday. So I am going to be like doing a whole bunch of videos that kind of will help you guys kind of get to know me and know my story better. And I do believe like I said, I want this to be like how astrology how you can apply astrology to real life, like personal experiences, because that's the best way you can, to use astrology, because astrology is an amazing tool that I believe if used well and in a healthy way and used the best way, it can really, really, really help you in life. Okay, and help you really find, understand yourself, understand your purpose. It will kind of be like it's just amazing. I just think astrology is just so amazing, and my goal is to help people realize that and see like how real astrology is, even though it's kind of crazy how it works. But also you have to think like, people think like astrology, oh my gosh, the planets, that's so crazy that you think the planets can influence. Well, don't you think it's also crazy that um electricity is crazy? Can't like, isn't it crazy that there's apparently a bunch of waves and energies going back and forth to connect to the internet and stuff that we cannot see? We literally cannot see these radio waves or whatever the freaking frequency things. We can't see internet. We can't see, I mean, we see that it's working, but we don't see what's going on in the air right now. We don't see like the particles of like, I don't know. We don't see a lot of stuff. We don't see when people pass. We don't see, last year was the craziest experience to me. I've never experienced a death, that a close death, and I've never seen someone pass before. And this is going to be more, I'm going to go into more of my story. But last year, my grandma, one of the most important people to me in my life, passed, and I was there with her. I was actually there in the hospital holding her hand, and I saw her pass. And I have no words to how that experience was for me, and how I've never seen someone pass. And it's just like, you just go from seeing like them breathing to not. And sorry to get really dark, but it's not dark. It's real life. I mean, it's real life. It is. So yeah, it's just like, but you don't see the person's soul like ascend or leave their body. You don't see anything. So once again, I don't know. I just kind of like, we all don't really know, and much, but I believe that God or higher power or the universe or whatever you believe in has placed a lot of tools in our lives to help us, to guide us, even our spirit guides. If you believe in that, I do. It's okay if you don't, but it's just like that's why it's called like, that's why when people get more spiritually connected, you start having like spiritual awakenings, because you start to become awakened to like the like life, and the just I don't know. Okay, I'm getting so deep. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so anyways, getting back on topic. Oh yeah, that's what I was that's why I went on this whole long rant, because I was telling you guys that I'm currently self-employed and I really want to grow and I'm trying to chase after my dreams right now and giving myself a designated time to do so and everything like that, but I'll explain more about that later. So anyways, I woke up at 8 and 9, which is late to me, because my goal is I really want to wake up at 5 a.m. And actually, I've changed my goal a little bit, and we'll get to that later on. But yeah, 8 or 9, I got started. I got started with my day later. I had a slow start. I washed my hair and filmed and posted my first video in a week. Oh yeah. Okay. So this day on Monday was my first day getting back into kind of like into motion, into real life, getting back on track per se, because last week, if you guys saw my the last video, I was sick. I got sick. I don't know. I still don't know to this day what the heck it was. I didn't go to the doctor, but I did. My boyfriend ended up getting sick as well, and he took a COVID test. And I don't think he took it right, but it was negative. But either way, we quarantined, and we were not, obviously around anybody just in case. And also we were too sick to even like do much, but it knocked both of us out for a good week, 5 days. For me, 5 days. But even after I was feeling better, I had to slowly get back into motion. So Monday was the first day that I was like, okay, I was able to film. And then, like I said, I posted my first video, and I said it received, oh wow, That's so funny. I said I posted my first video in a week. It received 0 views, but it's okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so sad. But oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you guys my full story because let me just say, starting this channel, trying to literally going through a complete career change and taking a risk, and like I said, starting this channel that still to this day I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, am I really about to like do just a full channel talking about astrology and spirituality? Like, that sounds so like a huge risk and it sounds crazy, but I just feel it in my soul that this is what I'm meant to do. So I have to do it. And I'm still young. I'm about to turn 28. No. Oh my gosh, I'm about to turn 28. I was about to say no, I'm about to turn 27. I'm about to turn 28. Wow, that's crazy. I really want to, not to say that you can't like take risks when you're 30 and plus, but I believe your 20s should be meant for you to literally taste everything, try everything out, explore, figure out what you like, fail, win, learn, fall on your butt, get back up. You should just really try a bunch of things to figure out what you like. And I really want to utilize that, especially because I don't have any I have responsibilities like adult stuff. Obviously, you got to pay bills, obviously all that, but like I can afford to fail. Even if I lost all my money now, which Lord, please don't, but even if I lost my money now, and I had to move back to my parents, it's okay because I'm still very young and I still have so much of my life to like change it, and then also that would teach me a great lesson while I'm already still young and just stuff like that. So I really just want to like the last bits of my 20s, I really want to like soak up all of the doing the craziest things that I can. And once again, doesn't mean you can't do it when you're 30 and plus, but I do believe the older you get, especially if you decide to have a family and just certain things like that, it gets a lot more it gets a little bit more of a challenge, to do it. You still can do it, but as far as having the freedom to just like, you don't have just you're not only responsible for yourself at that point, you have kids and other stuff if you choose to go that route. But anyways, I'm ranting again. So but yeah, so anyways, yeah, but oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So it's been so humbling starting this channel because, and then like putting my all into a video or being so excited about a video and feeling like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so helpful for somebody because I know it's helped me. And then, yeah, you put your all into a video and then it gets 0 views. Like, that's so humbling. And it's something that like, it can be very discouraging. But I also know that like, girl, like I have to tell myself like, girl, you're literally just starting, like usually people have to work at something for years until, it goes somewhere. So, and I did tell myself when I was going to start this channel that I was just going to start it with no expectations. And I was just going to go full force for 1 year for all of 2024. And if by the end of 2024, this channel doesn't go anywhere, as much as it's going to break my heart, my pride, my soul, my everything, because I literally am giving up or taking a big risk. Let's just say that. And if this kind of fails, a lot of things in my life will, it's going to cost me. Let's just say that. It's going to cost me a lot of things in my life and maybe even people. And that sounds extreme, but yeah. So I'm kind of risking it all, but I'm going off of I'm letting my intuition lead me, and my intuition tells me that I need to keep at it. Regardless if I have regardless of all the 0 views that I receive from every upload, because I do believe one day that it's gonna pay off. So, yeah, that was a huge long rant. But so yeah, Monday was Martin Luther King Day, Junior Day. Obviously, such an inspiration. No person, yeah, just aspire to be. I always thought Martin Luther King was an Aquarius, but I believe he's a Capricorn. Yeah, he's a Capricorn. And all this time I was like, yeah, Martin Luther King is an Aquarius, which makes sense because he fought for what he believed in and he was, stood out. And I mean, but Capricorn, that fits him. I mean, it makes sense too. But anyways, okay. So also on this day, the sun was sextiling Neptune, which, also this journal tells you every transit that happens every day, and it also gives you like a description on what it could mean for you, or what certain things like that. It says, listen to your longings and expand into your potential. Your only limit is your imagination. Dream deep. Okay, so the sun sextiling Neptune, the sun, which was in Capricorn, which is in my 11th house, was sextiling Neptune, which is in, where is Neptune? Oh, Neptune is transiting. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, Neptune is transiting my first house. Okay. See, sometimes also you guys are going to help, because I'm still kind of learning, okay? I'm still a student to astrology. Although I have been like applying it to my life and doing this for a while, I still like have to be like, okay, how did this, influence me? I know the sun is like my community. When I think of the sun, I think community, friendships. I think of my social media. I think of you guys or whoever's watching this video. And Neptune is like your imagination, your dreams, your art, everything like that. It could be escapism, but it could be also like your artisticness. So like, so like it says, listen to your longings and expand into your potential. Your limit is your imagination. Dream deep. So like, it's expanding your imagination and your dreams and wanting to. And, I really, on this day, like I said, I was so sad. I was so like sad about having to take a break for a whole week to focus on like healing my body, because I'm just so passionate about this channel and really, I just have so much to say and so many things I want to do. So yeah, I was just really excited to get back into everything. And like I said, I have so many ideas and so many things I want to do for this channel and so many things I want to talk about and everything like that. So anyways. Oh, the moon entered Aries this day too, which makes so much sense because Aries is all about starting. It's all about like being passionate in something and going after what you're passionate in. Aries is really good energy when you want to start a new project or start something, or go after, like I said, going after your passions. And I surely did that day. I definitely did. Okay. But yeah, so that makes sense, me starting back on my channel, posting again on an Aries moon makes sense. And will make more sense later. Wink, wink. That's all I'll say. Okay, so Tuesday, what did I say? I said Tuesday, I woke up late again, 9-ish. I was ready to get back into the groove of filming and editing. I edited and posted, I said some like YouTube shorts and like TikTok short form videos. So once again, kind of on this day, and then it asked me, how can I lean into my growth edges today. That was a question that was in my journal. And then I said I said, okay, sorry. How can I lean into my growth edges today? Strategize, put in the work, get back into your flow. Don't let views discourage you. Be consistent. So that's something that I kind of wrote for myself. And yeah, like I said, just on this day, there was no major transits this day. Nothing, it's empty. But I just remember this day, like, obviously, like, again, trying to get back into the flow. I was kind of like waking up a lot late because I guess I got used to waking up late because I was sick and I was having to sleep in and I had no energy and I wasn't being active and everything like that. And being active, activity and routines are like my secret potion to success. I have to be on a routine and to be successful. And I have to be active, like moving my body, like doing yoga, dance, stuff like that, or going to the gym, because that gives me the energy to do the things that I do. I can fall, but if I'm off of my routine and I'm not being active, I can fall into just floating throughout the day, like getting through the day and just like, but not like doing much or, all that stuff like that. So just trying my best to get back into the flow of everything. And then on Wednesday, I said I woke up late again. This time around 8ish, I said I felt very motivated and inspired to work. Today is day 1 of my astrology chart deep dive. There has been some the juicy stuff. I said there has been some disconnect / distance between my boyfriend and I. I said he hasn't been he's been needing some space. And then the question of today in my journal was, what encouraging message can I give myself today? And then I told myself, I wrote, don't get discouraged by numbers or views. What you do now will pay off later. And I think I was saying that because like, it was crazy because when I first started posting on my channel and I was going like posting consistently like every day, I was starting to get traction. Like I was starting to get some views. I got my first 2 or 3 followers, which was so amazing. And like I hope one day whoever's watching this channel gets the courage or even feels like you want to one day just to say hi, just a little hi in the comments, just a little hi, so I can see who you guys are, because I can't see who's following me. I just see the numbers and I'm just kind of like, I'm so curious. I just like want to see you guys and like give you guys a hug, because like you guys don't realize how, I mean, I'm sure you obviously chose to subscribe because you see something in these videos that help you or resonate with you. And the annoying girl in me that's like wanting to like connect to people is like, okay, but like can I see who you are? Can I get a hi or a little internet hug or anything, But yeah, so but either way, even if you got no pressure, obviously duh, it's a free country. You can, a lot of people just go through. Yeah, like I get it that I'm asking for a lot. Like I'm already grateful for the subscription or for you guys to subscribe to my channel. So it's okay if you don't feel like you want to talk in real life in person, if you just want to watch. But anyways, the point is I was excited about that. But then I took that break and it's like, I don't know, like then I wasn't like getting as much like traction anymore. So it was kind of like, it was a little like, a little not discouraging, but I mean, maybe discouraging, a little disappointing, but I had to just keep going. I just had to keep going. So, but yeah, when I was posting, what I was posting was not getting any like views. And then on this Wednesday, there was nothing going on Wednesday either. There was no new transits. Okay, so then we get to Thursday. I said, I woke up thinking about work on Thursday. I work as in like filming and posting for this channel, and wanting to really start my Patreon, because that's something that I want to turn into like, uh uh like my own thing. YouTube, I think, is great because it's like me putting myself out there, giving you guys free content, showing you guys like journaling my life and applying it to astrology and stuff like that. But I want to be able to like have like create a real intimate community where we do like women's circles, like where we celebrate the full moons and new moons. We do new moon and full moons rituals or routines. I give astrology chart readings, and even my thing is I love, and I went to what am I trying to say? One of my majors that I chose was in psychology because I've always really, really loved like relationships and love and giving advice about relationships. I've always just I saw myself, one of the things that I could do is like be a marriage counselor and stuff because I just love love and I love talking about relationships and stuff like that. Which it makes sense once I get into my chart. And I've also just been really good at giving advice and stuff, even though so yeah, I've always been like, my dream is to like go through and be able to like show, help people with their relationships through the astrology of each other's, of you and your partner's charts, and showing the compatibility and how you can work through your relationships and help understand each other better through astrology and blah, 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 blah. Astrology and spirituality, because like I said, I believe spirituality matters for me first because that's like life, you don't need astrology per se, but astrology is very, like, again, it's a helpful tool. So it's an extra thing, but I do believe like you being spiritually connected or connected to yourself, and your mental health and everything and all that is like important. So I'm just really ranty today. Wow. Okay. It is a Gemini moon today, by the way, so that makes so much sense as to why I'm just so like blah, 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 so talky, even though that's not a Gemini or Mercury, but okay. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so I woke up thinking about work. I cleaned today. Yay me. I was in a very cleaning mood. I also neglected my body because I neglected my body by not feeding it or properly feeding it. I need groceries. And then I also said my views have been low. And then I said my views have been low, which is kind of sad. I'm not going to let it discourage me. Oh, wow. That's so crazy. See, guys, please journal. It's so like, you don't want to do it. I know I don't really like the act of journaling, like the thought of it sometimes, for me to just stop my life and just start writing about my emotions and everything seems so silly in the moment, but it's so rewarding when you go and look at it and you be like, wow, especially when you like overcome these things that were going through, and you just kind of get this feeling like, man, everything in life like passes at some point, even the hard parts. Or no, let me not say not say that, but you see, you realize that like things aren't permanent in life, in a sense. Like if you're going through a difficult time, you will get out of that, especially if you are pushing through. You're waking up every day, you're trying to be better and get through it. You will, okay? It does seem like sometimes you just never know. Like sometimes you're in a hole, or sometimes you're really going through or having a crappy day or a crappy week or a crappy month, and you're just feeling like, will this ever end? Is this going to be my life? No, it's not. especially if you don't allow it to be, especially if you keep that hope in you and you take care of yourself. Okay, my camera got full. I had to redo it. But anyways, okay, I'm just going on the rants here. But I say that because, you'll see why. But just know, like I said, in the first half of this week, I was trying to get back on track. I was feeling a lot of disconnect from within my relationship, for personal reasons that I'm not gonna go into fully. I do want to talk more about like relationships and how that, and applying that to astrology, and like I said, using astrology to understand yourself and your partner in relationships, and kind of hopefully use that as a guide, to kind of help you kind of understand, and just certain transits. And I'm going to go more into that on my Patreon, because that's personal, and I don't mind like sharing that certain personal things, not personal, sharing more things. I'm never just going to like, I have boundaries, especially when it comes to my relationship. So I'm not about to just put our stuff on blast. That's important for us. But the point of me talking about relationships is to help people who are going through similar things, or whatever, similar periods of like uncertainty in your relationship, or struggle times, or even good times, or whatever, and like, once again, applying that to the astrology and seeing if that connects and that makes sense, and also spiritually connecting to yourself, so you can make sure that your mental health, your soul, you're taking proper care of yourself at all times. So you're able to get through the ups and downs of life, and the ups and downs of sometimes even being in relationships, and going through everything, so but anyway, so yeah, that's what I was going through. And then I was trying to get back to posting, but my views, I was just not getting any views. So it was kind of not, I wasn't panicked, but I was kind of just like, what's going on? Like, did that week of me taking the week off, did everybody, or did YouTube just like be like, all right, well, that was your 2 seconds of, I don't know. It just felt like, what happened? Imagine like you getting some traction, or people watching your videos, and then you get sick for a week, and then you leave, and you come back, and like you're not getting any traction. It's just, can be a little discouraging. Okay, then, so on the 18th, the moon entered Taurus. Okay, Taurus rules my third house. Taurus is also all about like being persistent, but moving more slower pace, connecting to your senses, grounding yourself. So it's not like super hard work, like going out, like how Aries rules my second house of values and work, and how you make your money, and stuff like that. So yeah, like your job and your work life, and stuff like that, your everyday work life. Well, kind of, yeah, how you make your money, how you wanna, how do you, yeah, your values in life, the things that you like, as far as like tangible things that you buy and stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, let's double check. See, this is what I love about this, because it gives you everything. Like, it tells you about, okay, so the second house rules your assets, resources, and talents. That's what it says in this. So Mercury, on this day, Mercury sextiles Saturn, and it says that means that right now there's extra organizational prowls. What? Right now there's extra organizational prowess on tap. PROWESS. Prowess? Do they meant to say prowess or process? Is prowess a word? It's probably a word. I just don't know what that means. But it says catch up on paperwork and chase down the wriggly details. So that makes sense, because on this day I was very, like I said, I woke up thinking about work. That was like my main thing. and I think, and like I said, work is like me doing my social media and working on my Patreon. And then what did I say? Oh, but I was so busy working on work. Oh, I worked on work and I cleaned a lot. I cleaned so much today. Like I just had to I felt like I had been slacking on my cleaning. So I just wanted to get back onto that because I was sick. And then because after I got sick, after I started feeling better, I was just focused on work, because I wanted to get back on track. And then I kind of started, and usually, so I have a thing where I can really get hyper focused on working, that I tend to that I could neglect everything else around me and maybe everyone, and that causes a lot of issues with my body as far as my health, mentally and physically, and also it causes issues with the people that live in my house, which is my boyfriend, obviously. So yeah, I just had to I made that realization that I was entering that hyper focused state into work, and I wanted to make sure to okay, this time let me try to clean and let me get other stuff done. Okay, and then Friday. I said Friday I woke up, I filmed me reading my reflections / lessons letter to myself. Then okay, what? Oh, okay. This on January 19th, it was the last day that Pluto is going to be in Capricorn for now until a while, because it is going to re-enter Capricorn later on this year. But this is going to be the first time that it goes back into Aquarius, because it went into Aquarius. We had a little tiny snippet of it last year, but now Pluto's about to fully enter Aquarius, and it's going to be there for a good period. So I remember something that happened this day, and if you watch my vlog, I did vlog my whole day, but I said, I wrote a letter to myself. Okay, I did a lot this day. It was the first day that I did my spiritual practice or my spiritual routine, which is where I meditate, I journal I journal my feelings, and I just journal anything that came up during my meditation or how I'm feeling at the moment. And then I pulled some oracle cards. I gave myself an oracle card reading. And then I wrote a letter to myself, the self that I wanted to let go, the part of my life. I wrote a letter to the myself of, how do I describe this? I wrote a letter to my old self of 20 years ago that applies to Pluto. Okay, I feel like I'm not explaining this right. Do you get what I'm saying? I wrote a letter to myself, the part of myself that I'm wanting to let go of, that has been going through a transition for these last 20 years, which is where Pluto has been transiting through. So I wrote a letter to myself of the things that I want to release and let go of and keep it in that old chapter, because I was starting a new chapter with Pluto entering into Aquarius. I was wanting to finally close the doors of that old Pluto and Capricorn going through my 11th house, reflect on the major things that I, experience, and what were the lessons, and how I've had transformed throughout these 20 years. And I was just kind of saying my final goodbye. And my mom was thinking, because I was kind of explaining to her what was going on, and she was like, why don't we do a little ceremony where we meet up at the park and we write a letter to ourselves, and then we attach the letter to the balloon, and then we let the balloon go. And then we kind of she says she's starting to be on to her spiritual journey too, which I'm loving. And it's crazy enough, she's always been into it. I just have kind of been the one that's been like starting to become awakened, and now she's able to kind of be more open with me. Because if you don't know this, and you're not, for anybody who's on a spiritual journey or is spiritually awakened or is more spiritual, and you didn't grow up like that, and you just kind of transitioned, or you started being on the spiritual path later on in life, you realize that it's not, unfortunately, crazy enough. It's a wild thing that a lot of people don't like. It makes people uncomfortable. It's very misunderstood because it's anti-Christ and all these things like that. Apparently, these are things that other people have said, and a lot of people do feel uncomfortable and don't like spirituality. So, which is really sad. I'm not going to get into it, because if I go down that, we're not even going to go there today. Maybe one day. But yeah, so it's kind of like, if you are spiritual and other people are not, and you talk about your journey and everything, people are going to look at you like you're an alien or something. So yeah, my mom always told me that she's always knew she was gifted in some way, but she never really knew how to explain it or talk about it. And now that I'm like sharing her my journeys and how I've grown, and my healing and my experiences, it's just crazy how we could connect to each other now with that. So anyways, we had our first little ceremony, and it was amazing. It was so healing. It was so like I really felt like I was releasing that part of myself, which was like me. I was releasing what no longer served me, pertaining to friendships, pertaining to networks and communities and stuff like that. Like, I no more did I want surface level friendships. No more that I was going to force myself into friendships that I knew I was not the best for me, but for the sake of me just wanting friends, I just stayed in it. No more am I going to be in any community or in any groups or any settings or around any people who I can't be my full self around, and who also that it's based off of a surface level connection. For the rest from now on, my lesson was that I want deeper connections with people, and people who are on the same path as me. And if I don't feel a actual deep connection with somebody, not a surface level, not like, oh, you're cute, oh, I like your hair, we should be friends, like, no, or I like your outfit, or you look like, or whatever, just surface level things, I don't want that anymore. Even if I see a girl and I like her style, because before I would see a girl and I like her style, and if we would talk and she didn't have that much the same interest in me, I would still want to be her friend because I liked her style. And it's just like, I thought she was pretty, and I would just, like, I gravitated towards that, and I would just stay in the friendships even if I knew it wasn't compatible. And I learned the hard way through it, and even times where, yeah, just making stuff work that, like, you just trying to fit yourself into a group that you no longer fit into anymore, or even outgrowing friendships. That was a lot of things that happened a lot during Pluto and Capricorn. And, it was sad, and you want to stay in it, you want to make it work, but, yeah. So it was just, so no longer will I do that. I know that surface level connections don't work for me anymore. If I'm gonna, for the rest of now, I just want to make true friendships where we share similar interests, and I can be open about my passions for astrology and living a spiritual life and living with intention and healing yourselves and working on yourselves and growth and all the stuff like that. So that's a little bit of like some themes that, and also, another thing I realized is that apparently I attract or is and or not just attract, but my best types of friends are usually either people who are Capricorns or who have Capricorn placements in their chart, especially if it's like a major Capricorn placements, like Capricorn rising or Capricorn moon or something like that, if it's not Capricorn sun. And that doesn't mean that I can't have friends that aren't Capricorns, obviously, but like a Capricorns have to do, I just attract them, and or they are gonna be helpful for me as friends in some like major way, which makes sense too, because there was a lot of Capricorns that literally transformed me also during Pluto, and when Pluto was transiting my in Capricorn was transiting my 11th house. So astrology is just amazing. But yeah, so I did that day, and then 2 transits was going on. Mercury trine Jupiter that day. I didn't even explain everything. So I did my spiritual practice. I filmed that whole day. That was my first day that I decided that I wanted to start getting back into my vlogs, where I film my day and talk about the transits and stuff, and show the transits and just show my life. Like I think I name it like the life of a Pisces risings, Aquarius sun, and I just kind of want to show that to hopefully attract other Pisces risings or Aquarius suns, or anybody really, but kind of just to see if maybe people who have similar or compatible placements or signs as mine, if like how, oh gosh, okay, I just had, my camera died and I had to change the battery, and I looked at the time and it's 7:58. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I need to hurry up. But yeah, on that day I did my spiritual practice for the first time in a while, which was nice. Got a lot of clarity from it. It was nice to meditate, realize how much that has helped me, and I need to do that consistently. I did my first vlog in a while, because I've only posted like one vlog on this channel, and that's something that I want to do more, like, doing my daily life of the Pisces risings, to show how certain transits may play out, and transits are going to look different for everybody, but just showing like, what does it look like, when Mercury trines Jupiter, what does that look like? And that Mercury trining Jupiter can make you very like optimistic and thinking positively about the future, and just period, so it can give you a positive outlook, or mindset or whatever. And I show, like, if you watch that vlog, which you should, it shows you like how that happened to me and throughout that day. So I would just say, if you want more information on how my January 19th went, watch my vlog, my last vlog, Pisces rising. I'll insert it in the description box below, and it literally tells you, like, it breaks down the transits in a much deeper detail than I'm going to do on this channel. On this video, and it tells you how everything applied for me. But one other thing that I did was which was kind of crazy. I had a spontaneous thing. I said, okay, I think I was starting to get a little frustrated with like me putting in so much work on these videos to be getting 0 views, that I was like, you know what? I've been putting in so much work to not really get any views. I'm going to just start turning on the camera and talking, and I'll just post it at this point, And I decided to do that. I was just like, you know what? Let me turn on the camera and just kind of like talk about my experience of Pluto in Capricorn as a Pisces risings. And I just did it as like I felt weird even doing it, because I'm not a really good on the spot kind of person. Like, I'm even surprised that I'm able to like talk and flow right now. But But I also feel like it's because I know I'm under pressure because of time wise. So I'm just kind of like word vomiting at this point. But yeah, it was very uncomfortable for me. I like to plan out my stuff. Me being I mean, I'm already gonna say it because it just makes sense. You guys have to know I'm a Mercury. My Mercury's in Capricorn and it's retrograde. I was born in a Mercury retrograde. So I just feel like for me, my thoughts needs to be like properly planned out for me to make sense. I'm not really a good like on the spot kind of person. At least I don't believe so. But maybe I will be if I get comfortable with doing it. So yeah, I did that. I posted it on my TikTok and I posted it on my Instagram and my YouTube because I've been posting videos on all of that, trying to grow, advertise myself. And yeah, the next day on January 20th, which is when a bunch of things happened. We'll get into that after. But on January 20th, I woke up to that video performing pretty well and me having like 2 or 3 comments of people like telling me how they resonated with that. And it was just so, and I felt so happy because it was my first time like receiving a comment. And maybe I received like maybe 1 or 2 comments before, but it's only been on my TikTok. I haven't received a comment on my YouTube channel yet or anywhere else. I think I've received like maybe 1 or 2 comments, but this was like, multiple people and they were literally sharing their experiences saying like, I agree, and that was just like, that makes me feel so good. Like I wish I want more of that. That is why I freaking am doing this channel. So, we could all resonate with each other and I could show you guys like how I work through things and how I'm growing through things, and hopefully could help you guys get through, life as well. Or just have somebody that you can relate to, and also understand show you how real astrology is and how, like, again, how you could just use it as a tool to help you, remind you like this too shall pass. It's just whatever. So anyways, so yeah, that was like so cool, and that just warmed my heart and made me so happy, and that right there gave me I was already encouraged. I was still gonna keep posting, but that was just kind of like a thank you. I needed that after going through the whole week and getting 0 views and putting in work and all that. So that video performed, did well. I gained some more followers. On my YouTube channel, I had gained 1 more follower, which I think is amazing. I'm happy for any, like, once again, I view my followers as like, well, I want you guys to be friends, but if you want to be friends, you have to talk to me, okay? First off. But I view the people who decide to subscribe to my channel as like, if I had a in-person class, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if like 3 or 4 people showed up to my class, I would accept that proudly over 0 people. Like, yeah. And so anyways, I think about that for my future self because I do want to become a yoga teacher. I believe that's something I'm going to try to do. And I just think like how amazing. Babe, you can start cooking now. I'm finishing up. Unless you just want to wait because you don't trust me. You heard me? Okay. What happened? You talking to me? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, my boyfriend, we were supposed to be eating together. Oh yeah, I have to talk to you guys about that. Anyways, yeah, we're eating dinner together tonight, so I need to hurry up. And I have a bedtime tonight because of something I'm gonna tell you guys later. But yeah, so when I woke up, once again, that video did well. The video that I just decided to just post willy-nilly and not put any work into, literally me just talking on the camera, turning on the camera and talking, that got more traction than all my videos that I freaking put my heart and soul into. Interesting. Just interesting, insightful. That's something I have to like think like, okay, interesting. So that was really rewarding and fulfilling and made me feel good and all that stuff like that. And then I got my first, I won't call it a hate comment, but I got my first like more like negative comment. And I even felt happy about that. Like I don't want to attract negative comments, but like don't they say if you're doing something right, you're gonna get the haters or the negativity or the people who clown you or joke on you are gonna be like coming. So like, am I starting to be successful now? I'm just kidding. But no, like I was just kind of, I know that comes with the territory. So like, I don't care about negative comments. Honestly, I expect it, especially to be starting doing a channel about astrology and spirituality and showing how that it connects to my life. Like realistically, yes, I'm talking about how the planets affect my life. Yes, I am. And that was kind of around the lines of what the person said. They're just kind of like, oh, that's crazy how you you're blaming the planets on like something in your life or whatever they said. And first of all, I'm not blaming anything. I take full responsibility for everything that happens in my life. That shit is on me, okay? But I do believe that the shifts in the planets definitely cause shifts energetically in this world. And once again, if you think that's a bunch of BS, then you tell me how the heck, okay, then if you think that's BS, then why the F do you believe, I was about to curse, why the F do you believe in gravity? You believe that we're floating right now on a freaking planet? Oh, that's something that you can believe, but you can't believe that the planets that we're freaking floating on, well, not Earth, but the planets can impact us every time there's a shift. Like, oh, but you believe that, like, just other stuff like that are just like, how do you guys believe this, but you don't believe that? Like, make it make sense, okay? Just know, let's all agree that we don't really know shit, okay? And that the best thing for us to do is just to follow our intuitions, because we know that is not going to steer us the wrong way, especially if you believe in God and you know that God speaks through you. And even if you don't believe in God, you believe in the universe or whatever you believe in, you just doing what feels right for you is the best way for you, on your path. And whether you believe in astrology or not, astrology is gonna astrology. It's doing what it's still gonna affect everyone. So, anyways. So yeah, that was just interesting. But anyways, let's read what I said on this day. I said, on this day, on January 20th, I woke up feeling motivated. I was shocked that I received my first negative comment. That was funny that I wrote that. I said I was happy I woke up to a new follower on my YouTube channel, took positive comments and more engagement than I've ever received. I said I said I felt uneasy about the current state of my relationship. Okay, so another major thing that happened today yesterday, it was actually. So me and my boyfriend have been on very, very uncertain terms this year. First of all, we started off the year literally on New Year's Eve. We got into a disagreement and we separated. We were in the house. We were celebrating New Year's Eve at home because we didn't want to be out in the chaos. We got into a disagreement like maybe a couple hours before the New Year's clock strike. This is the clock strike 12. And we got into disagreement, and I went in my room and he went into a different room, and we didn't talk to each other for the rest of the night. And it was really sad because that was the first time in our relationship that I've ever did it. We didn't do a New Year's kiss. It was really sad. And I really at that point thought like, oh my gosh, we're entering this year with this energy. what is the universe? What is God? Is this the end? Is this the end? And then we made up and everything like that. Then we got into another disagreement. Made up, then got into another disagreement. 3 disagreements, and the third one was the worst one. And I was just like, oh my gosh, God wants me to end this relationship. God is telling me that we're not meant to be. We're not to enter the 2024. I was just very uncertain. But then, whenever I would do, because also what I've been trying to do is, instead of like, whenever I'm upset about something, I'll meditate, and I'll try to connect to my intuition and see what I feel. And every time I would do that, I didn't feel like, this was the end. I felt like I should still fight. I felt like, my wanting to leave or leave in the relationship, or those were just fears. But it was like deeper. There was a thing. There needed to be a transition. There needed to be something needed to happen in our relationship, or we were gonna break apart. And so, funny enough, on the 20th, when there was a big energy shift that happened, aka Pluto entering Capricorn, aka the sun transiting into Aquarius, aka it being a Pluto freaking Kazemi. So much energy, so much transformative energy. The sun literally meeting with Pluto or conjuncting with Pluto. There needed to be a huge change. Also, I'm going to talk more about this, but I'm going to just say this out loud now. Pluto is literally homegirl sitting on top of my Uranus, okay? In my chart, natally. So I am going through, and have been going through, Pluto being conjunct my natal Uranus. So Pluto in Aquarius it conjunct my Uranus, which is in Aquarius. So I'm going through a major transformation and change, and it's happening quickly for me. And like I said, I've always felt like there needed to, well, not always, but recently I was like, at the end of last year, I was in like this, things need to be changed, needs to change. I need to go through. I was feeling like I wanted to break free from everything that was holding me back, everything that I wasn't happy about. And I decided, and I made that's when I decided to take the risk and do a bunch of things. And then in the beginning of this year, I just felt like, in my relationship, there needed to be a huge change, or we were about to break apart and everything like that. And this is me we've been together for 10 years. So that was going to be like huge. So I just felt like just change, there being change and needing change now or else has been like a huge theme in my life. And it makes sense with that. Pluto being conjunct and it's still there. It's literally on top of it now, because my Uranus, the degree of my Uranus is 0. And that's where Pluto is. And that's also where the sun is. So like, what the frick? There's a lot happening, okay? So yeah. So I decided to finally speak up on Saturday. And let's just say, long story short, it went well. I will go into more detail on my Patreon. I'm going to do a separate video probably on like it and explaining, like, because there's a lot of also things that happened that make sense as to why everything happened the way it happened. And I will only be able to explain that if I break down my chart more and I break down his chart more, which I'm only doing on my Patreon. So my Patreon is for me to it's for me and my close, intimate friends, aka the people who want to be, subscribe to the Patreon. And yeah. So if you want to know more information about that and stuff like that, then I'll elaborate. I'll have an episode on my Patreon. But anyways, let's just say, long story short, yeah, me and my boyfriend are back on really, really, really good terms. And there was change that needed to happen, and we established that change. And now, for the time being, because that doesn't, I don't know what the future holds, but it feels better than it has since the beginning of this year. So, anyways, it was just crazy how so much happened on Saturday. Like, again, I had my first like positive, super rewarding experience, actually connecting with people in real life, like in the comments, and them sharing their journeys, and that was just, like I said, that's so rewarding. So please, if you like ever watch my videos and you feel like, oh my gosh, I relate to that so much, please let me know, because like that's why I post these videos. I'm not just here to like, newsflash, I am an Aquarius. I'm not a Leo. Okay. Leos love attention. I'm not here for the attention. I know attention is what I need so I can get my lessons and point across so I can help you guys. But this channel, me starting it, is not supposed to be about me. Surprisingly, because it is about me, but it's about me so I can get through to you. You get what I'm saying? I'm giving myself as an example so I can hopefully help me. My end goal is to help you through my experiences, okay? So I want this to be a community. I don't want this to be all about me, So, yeah. So anyways, so much. And then today, also yesterday, the moon entered into Gemini, which it's a very significant, and it's significant because it's in significant areas in my chart and in my boyfriend's chart. And once again, if you want to know more about that, you will have to go on my Patreon and subscribe to the subscribe to the membership where I talk about relationships, love, and sex, because we get deep. It's not called astrology and spirituality X-rated for no reason. Okay, we get into everything juicy, and it's explicit. Okay. But also, again, I also have to always say I have boundaries. Okay, so I like to share experience for a reason. I'm never gonna just put my business out there. I'm very respectful to my privacy and my boyfriend's. But if I feel like there's something that's important for me to talk about that's gonna help other people, then I will, in a way that still respects my boundaries, if that makes sense. So, anyways, so then we get to today. And then I said, today I woke up feeling shocked and kind of disappointed because I woke up in my office on this couch. I fell asleep on it on accident last night because I was up late trying to post a video, because I didn't really get much work done yesterday, because me and my boyfriend ended up talking for a very long time, and which was much needed. But yeah, it kind of took a chunk of day, and I kind of and then afterwards I had to like try to get some videos out, which ironically ended up not, I won't say it was for no reason, but I got no views on that video. On YouTube at least. And then the views, when I posted it on my TikTok, it only got like a couple. It did not perform that well. Even though I did get a really sweet comment by someone that I need to make the time to respond to, that was pretty much saying how they enjoyed my vlogs and hope that I do more. And like, oh my gosh, I could cry. Like, once again, you guys don't know how grateful, fulfilling it means when I see comments like that, because like it reminds me, like it makes me feel more connected, and it makes me feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose of connecting to a community, my community, and hopefully you guys feel like that with me, you know? Connecting to someone who's on a similar path, or who you resonate with and whatever. But anyways, I stayed up all night trying to get that video out to wake up to. It's okay. It's okay. It's a part of the process. And it was my favorite video too. So I really hope my vlogs end up performing well. I'm gonna try to keep posting them, even though like those take a lot of work. And I'm gonna, something tells me I should just keep on doing it, even though, oh my gosh, putting in so much work to get zero views is like, to my heart, it's just like, why don't you just step on my heart? Okay. It's okay. It's a part of the process. I just started. Like, girl, it's okay. I said I feel like, I woke up feeling like a huge weight has been lifted, obviously, because I felt in harmony again because of me being able to get everything off my chest and about how I was feeling, and, get to find a resolution between me and my boyfriend, and everything just felt like harmonious in my life again. I felt better. I wasn't sick. I was back to posting regularly. I have gained some like good, amazing feedback, and my relationship was in a better place than it's been all year. So, yeah, a girl was feeling good. Okay. I said I felt positive energy, good vibes overall. And the communication has been better. Like, me and my boyfriend have been the bestest of friends again, which, if you've been in a long-term relationship, the ups and downs and you being upset with each other, even though everybody's different, how they deal with being upset. Some people, whatever. Some people get over it quickly. And also it has to do with, like, obviously sometimes you're in petty little disagreements that don't last long, and then some are more serious than others, and blah 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 blah. But like, yeah, it just feels like it feels very Gemini moon in this house. Let's just say that, like, Gemini energy, very like a lot of communication, a lot of laughter, a lot of stuff like that, So it's been nice. It's been so good, so good. And so yeah, that's about where we are now. I don't think I missed anything. One thing I kind of want to say, and this is kind of really random, but I feel like I should just say it just to document how I feel. So I have a father, as we all do, but my father, I didn't grow up with him. He's in jail, which is going to make more sense. Once again, that's why I can't wait to break down my astrology chart more, because let's just say, yeah, I have some things in my 12th house. My son is in my 12th house, and I have some other stuff. And I do believe, like, my father being absent in my life has played a lot in, like, that, like, me maybe having some things in my 7th house. And he's been absent in my life, physically at least, because he's in jail. He's been in jail for, like, since I was 2, so a long time. And throughout the time, though, he's been trying his best to stay connected with me and keep communication. And if I'm honest, I haven't been the best with it, because, like, for so many reasons that I'm not going to go into right now. But yeah, recently though, but we still try. I try my best to stay connected to him. But recently, I haven't really heard much from him, and I'm kind of getting nervous because with Pluto entering my 12th house of loss and hidden, like, just 12th house can be very, how do I describe it? It's just one of the themes of 12th house is loss. A lot of 12th house is also like hidden life. 12th house rule can be like, also having to do with like prisons and the life that's not really out exposed, prison, hospitals, stuff like that. So I'm just kind of like a little nervous as to I'm gonna have to try to reach out to him and see what's going on. Not to say that this, when you're going through certain transits, sometimes you think of like the worst case scenario, and a lot of times it's never that. Honestly, every time I've thought about the worst case scenario, well, actually there has been some things where I'm like, oh shoot, this trend is happening. I'm nervous. I hope it doesn't actually play out exactly. There's probably been one or two times that it has actually played out exactly how I hoped it wouldn't. But for the majority of the time, it's never like you think it is. It's never as extreme or maybe as on point. But yeah, so I'm just kind of like, Pluto's entering my 12th house. Pluto's also in Saturn. Saturn rules Aquarius. Saturn is connected to your father. So I'm like, my two things I think about is either, there's going to be something going on around my father. I don't know if he's getting out and it's going to transform my life, or like, Lord forbid, anything serious happens or just anything, so that's just something I want to like say just on camera, just as a documentation. So then getting off of the kind of, once again, dark kind of wave, my birthday's coming up on January 24th on Wednesday. I'm so freaking excited for it. And all I want for my birthday from you guys is a big booty hole. I'm just kidding. I had to. I'm sorry. That sounded so weird for me to say because I don't talk like that. But but yeah, no, if all I want for my birthday, if anybody cares, I mean, I just feel like I should just put out it to the universe. I say things really like with no expectation and really funny, but I'm also like, maybe if I start saying the things that I want, let's see what happens. I don't know. But yeah, I shouldn't tell my goal actually. Should I not? Let's just say for my birthday, I would love to grow my Patreon, to get some Patreon members. Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to, I have different subscriptions for different prices. The cheapest subscription is $1. Then it goes to like $5, $10, and then $20. So all of those have their different benefits. But it's gonna be amazing time. Way better than this channel. I mean, this channel is amazing, but it's just gonna be like more intimate, and I'm really gonna be exposing myself and like just talking about relationships and like the X-rated stuff. And you guys are gonna see like the hidden parts of me, the inner. I was gonna say something crazy that I will say on my other for my Patreon, but I'm trying to be more PG here. But let's just say I'm not a Gemini, but your girl got two sides to her, okay? Oh my gosh, that sounded so terrible. I'm also still in Aquarius at the end of the day, so whatever I say is just gonna sound weird and not as sexy as it sounds in my head. But I feel that still, okay? Anyways, so yeah, just amazing things are coming. You're gonna be coming. I'm gonna have my whole week planned out, my birthday week, and I'm so excited. That's why I'm really wanting to vlog, and great things. We got a full moon coming up next week, so yeah, excited to see you next week back here, for astrology, weekly astrology. But I will be posting every day, most of the time every day. Hopefully that's my goal. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe if you want, comment. I love comments, as you guys could tell. Love them, love them, love them. Yeah, see you tomorrow.